Hi guys, I hope everybody's well. We're gonna tap in today. We're gonna do like a big picture, and then we're gonna use some other clarifiers to kind of get into what some of you might need advice on at this time. If you'd like a book of personal, please go to betweenbothworlds.com. Okay, so the first card, I was playing with this deck that came out, which kind of took me by surprise, which now that I really think about it, there's no surprise here. It's Lilith, okay? So this is about power, activism, and vengeance. So, yeah. Let's see what else we can get. Thank you, angels, guides, spirit guides, ancestors, loved ones. Thank you for connecting with us for the intention to provide clarity and insight for the highest and greatest good. We are surrounded in divine white light and love. So be it. Okay. I got 4 out of the bat, right off the bat. So we're going to focus on these 4. Lilith, the psyche. Okay. And this is talking about like the soul, the consciousness, the mind, and how important this is on a grand scheme of things. And then we have waning crescent moon. And this is calling out surrendering. Restoration is at play, as well as trusting the universe, trusting the divine plan, trusting your progress and process. Okay, there is also an emphasis on ascendant, and so this is about the appearance, first impression, and a mask. Okay, and so this is really focused on looks like it's between Pisces and Libra energy. Okay, so let's get a little bit more on that. Let me move you. All right, I'm going to dig in a little bit on the Lilith card. This is really about power, activism, vengeance. Lilith embodies the dark side, representing your shadow. So emotions like anger and boundaries. Lilith embraces your inner authority and sense of justice. Sexuality is expressed here, especially those parts of yourself to choose a show only behind closed doors kind of vibe. Lilith walks a fine line between empowering and exposing you, depending on how well you own your vulnerabilities. Look to Lilith to explore the parts of you holding on to buried emotions, like grief, and how these emotions can actually propel you into taking action, even if you're misunderstood. Okay, that's awesome. I love that. I feel like this is extremely timely when it comes to what we're all being asked to do, which is stand up, right? And to focus on our consciousness. And it is for the purpose of restoration, okay? And surrendering all that no longer serves us so that we can be on the ascendant path here, journey. All right, next thing we're going to talk about is the psyche. And this would be as it refers to your soul, your consciousness, your mind. The psyche is known as the goddess of the soul and is related to psychology and the study of the unconscious mind. Psyche represents the trials and tribulations you go through to test your faith, especially in love, truth, and your belief systems. Psyche can illustrate how you choose to pursue things and understand your psychology through the lens of love. To what lengths will you go for love? Right? The challenges you face in pursuit of love can test your loyalty, commitment, ego, and trust. Psyche can be the candle lighting the way forward, but the journey relies greatly on your faith. Love has the ability to transform your soul. Psyche sheds light on how this part of you is expressed. Wow, that is pretty powerful right there. So the next one is the waning crescent moon. And this is really highlighting for us that, you know, we're surrendering, we're restoring, and we're trusting the process, okay? The waning gibbous moon is a phase of a harvest, receiving and sharing the abundance. Oh wait, I have the wrong one. Hang on a second. All right, my bad. Waning crescent moon, surrender, restoration, and trust. The waning crescent moon is a phase of imagination and closure. There's clarity to be found in solitude, and during this time, you're asked to trust yourself and the universe. You are being taken care of, and your desires are being heard. Surrender any expectations and release the need to control the outcome. With the last glimmer of the moon before it disappears into the night sky, this lunation is best for rest and recuperation. So this is preparing you for the new cycle ahead. Be receptive to the messages coming your way and internalize the wisdom of this mature moon phase, and trust in divine timing that your visions are taking form step by step. All right, so the last one is ascendant, and this is actually an astrological axis. This is about appearance, first impressions, and a mask. All right, so the ascendant is at the cusp of the first house, also known as your rising sign. It marks what was rising on the eastern horizon at the exact moment of your birth. This is why birth times are imperative to calculate an accurate natal chart in astrology. This placement can show your conditioning in early childhood and what affected your upbringing. Your conditioning can be highly affected how you chose to present yourself to the world as you cultivate a mask for survival. This part of yourself may be what you're most comfortable sharing on a surface level. Ask yourself, what parts of my conditioning affect how I present myself? Wow, that's awesome. Let's look at the houses real quick, right? Because there's a reference to that. So the first house is self, body, and presence. It sits in Aries energy. So it's kind of like if you think about planets as the actors and the houses are sets on the stage, each planet transits through each different house on the astrology wheel. They try on different costumes from the zodiac sign that house is under. The sign shows you how a planet expresses itself, and the house shows you in which area of the life. First house, self, body, presence. Second house, finances, value, and possessions. This would be Taurus energy. Communication, transportation, local community is the third house, Gemini. Fourth house, Cancer, is family, roots, and foundation. Fifth house is fun, hobbies, and creativity, which is in the fire sign energy, Leo. Virgo is work, service, and health. Sixth house. Seventh house, Libra, partnerships, balance, one-on-one relationships. Eighth house, Scorpio, is about a metamorphosis, death and rebirth process. The ninth house talks about philosophy, spirituality, and knowledge. This would be Sagittarius. 10th house is in Capricorn. This talks about career, public life, and recognition. The 11th house is in Aquarius, and this talks about collaboration, membership, and network. And then the 12th house is in Pisces, and this talks about karma, shadow, and secrets. So I thought I'd give us a little bit of, extra info to kind of go with what this message is portraying at this time. I'm going to pull another deck, and I'll get into some details. Just a reminder, we have our circle today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to come and, get a reading or practice your tarot or talk about spirituality in any kind of way, you're more than welcome to join us. It's free. All right, so we're going to get a little bit more detail when it comes to what is playing out collectively. We did a bit of a pull when it comes to like an astrology big picture. And just to summarize, there's a lot of emphasis on like activism and vengeance and power when it comes to what's playing out in consciousness right now and where we are in our cycle of evolution. And there's a focus here in calling out like there is a need to kind of like look at your birth chart, your natal chart, and see where you could be, I believe it's sun sign is how you may come and create like some sort of like survival mask when it comes to how you show up in the environment with other people. Like, did you put a mask? Did you care about your appearance? Did you concern about first impression? Like all of these things and how these show up for you in your reality. I feel like there's a need to kind of have more consciousness about this. There could be some unresolved issues there. I feel like there is possibly a religious background here when it comes to what I'm talking about, but I'm getting that you're being asked to pray from the heart, okay? Prayer really can move mountains. Reach out to the divine with your heart's concerns and watch the miracles unfold. There was this like reminder to trust the process and trust the universe. Yeah, it's all happening in divine timing, they said. Number 1 is the first card, all right? So this is saying it's all happening in perfect timing. This is it, okay? This is a prayers being heard and answered. It's time to take action now. I will be here every step of the way. So I feel like there's something amazing coming forward here for you. And I feel like it's one step at a time. That's the second time I'm getting that in this message. One step at a time. So I feel like there's a miracle about to unfold for you in some kind of way. Yeah, and it says for you to trust your angels. Number 9 could be significant. Letting go of your expectations of how your dreams will come true. Trust that heaven has a perfect plan. And then the last card out is you're being called to step out of your comfort zone in whatever way this is. It says step into the spotlight. You have a message that the world needs to hear. So it's time to share your wisdom. And then bottom of the deck is, yes, you are correct. You have listened to your inner guidance and you're making wise choices. Keep moving forward. So I feel like this is confirmation for those who, you know, are feeling it and healing it and feeling very called with Lilith energy to kind of step up and, you know, be, you know, tell that story. It's almost like, you know, you are the history that you're leaving behind for others to follow. Okay. And so it's kind of like, the world needs to hear your message, okay? The world needs to hear your message for whoever that's for. Okay, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right, we're gonna use this deck next. I'm kind of just going with the flow here. This is a lot of fun. Okay, so let's get more info, shall we? All right. These are some hard cards to shuffle. I do find that like some decks are easier to work with than others, although I love this deck. This deck I'm using is Archangel Power tarot cards, and these are created by Radley Valentine. And they're great. It's a great deck. So let's see what we got here already. New beginnings. This is you know, you're starting a new life. So there's a lot of like loose ends. There's things to kind of like align. All right. I feel like your prayers have been answered. I feel like you are in alignment. I feel like you are, you know, definitely in the energy of feeling activated, maybe inspired. I feel like you've been praying for guidance. You've been praying for signs, synchronicities. I feel like there could be you having such strong faith and trusting your angels that everything is coming together as expected. I feel like there's been a lot of self-evaluation when it comes to how you show up towards your most authentic self. I'm getting like, this is you being your most authentic self. I feel like you have a forgiving, compassionate review of the past. Surrendering, restoration, trusting your guides. We have 2 cards of trust, right? We have like not having to wear a mask anymore because you are, you know, this is something that you may have been doing in the past, which was maybe having to people please, wear a mask, not be your most authentic self. It kind of kept you small and stagnant. And maybe it was comfortable there. I feel like you can no longer stay there. Yeah, you no longer can stay there. It's time to move quickly. This is you potentially needing to choose logic over emotion when it comes to something. This is going to create sudden change. This is something strong, something committed, maybe a contract, an offer, some sort of, you know, communication even. But you're going to be asked to take action, and I feel like it's going to require you to act fast. Okay? Act fast and trust that you have the support you need. You have the guidance that you need. Okay? So I feel like they're letting you know that you have the support when this comes in. the Magician. I feel like this is representing maybe a prayer, a manifestation that you've put towards. I'm also getting like this is you being in alignment with your purpose, okay, and being able to regenerate as well as co-create with the universe. The Magician really talks about you being able to manifest the life that you desire. And this is like you understanding that like your thoughts, Knight of Swords, create your reality. Okay, so this is, you know, you working with these two things to create and manifest your dreams. Okay, I feel like this is confirmation. What you need will magically appear. And this is talking about successful beginnings. And the first card we got out was new beginnings. And I have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. So we'll see if that comes out officially. Seven of Wands. Yeah, this is you standing up for a cause, standing up for what you believe in. So this has something related to your purpose. This has something to do with like you answering the call and being of service in whatever way the divine, your spiritual team, your ancestors need you to do this. This could be, you know, in a family dynamic. This could be at work. This could be taking on a new project and you having to step out of your comfort zone. But I do feel like what you have to say and what you've experienced matters. Okay? That's also what I'm getting. I feel like you're being asked to have confidence and to like say yes. Claim your personal power. Like this is you knowing like, wow, this is like the perfect opportunity and it seems like it's just for me. And I feel like it is just for you, babe. It is totally just for you. I have the Star card, a dream come true, believing in yourself, the end of a very difficult situation. So I feel like this is you in the spotlight where you belong. I feel like there might have been energy to try to prevent this from happening, but I feel like it's God's plan. It's a divine plan. No one can interfere with this, okay? You're heavily protected, guided, and loved, and you clearly have a lot of divine support. All right, let's see what else we can get. We have a couple archangels here. We have Archangel Jeremiel, we have Raziel, we have Jophiel. Let's see. Okay, so up next is a dream come true that may actually take you towards something that you're going to be like, whew, man, am I glad I made the decisions I've made. I feel like you are moving in a different direction. You see the light at the end of the tunnel, you're breathing a sigh of relief, and you're like, whew, I am making new plans, okay? And I feel like this really could involve like travel, partnerships even coming in, maybe someone who is magical just like you are, my magical beings, okay? I feel like this very much could be something that the two of you both manifested. Maybe you manifested each other in this physical reality. I feel like you very much could be traveling to meet this person, or maybe while you're traveling you meet this person. Or this could be a business opportunity, a partnership, a friendship, soul tribe energy. So I feel like this is two hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. And again, like we have the fact that you're standing up for what you believe in. You're being asked to have confidence. Know that this is a dream come true and is specifically for you. I feel like this is needing you to stand up and trust and allowing your expectations and your dreams to come true. Like trust that like heaven has a perfect plan. I would say this is like a kindred spirit. So I feel like the creation here will be something that is going to be like very powerful, like a lot of personal power associated with it. I feel like you are not someone who gives up on your loved ones too. So I feel like, you know, this might be a direction that could potentially be bittersweet, but it is for your growth and development, okay? I feel like there will be help, okay? The opportunity to improve your plans, listening to your intuition for accurate guidance, and facing your fears, knowing that this is all playing out for you to grow stronger. So I feel like the moon and the Seven of Wands here Like, you know, this is, you know, you overcoming the challenges and persevering. I mean, this is you, you know, being of service, knowing that like your gifts, your spiritual gifts, your psychic abilities, your ability to tap into imagination and insight and, you know, all the different psychic things that we can utilize. I feel like you're going to use one to help the other. I feel like this is some strengths that you have. Okay. So I feel like these strengths that you have are going to be part of what's playing out here. I feel like it's part of this contract. I feel like it has something to do with like your intellect, your conscious and subconscious mind. I'm getting with the moon card. This also could be something that is going to ask for you to face your fear. Okay, so it's like, don't let fear hold you back. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Let me put these back. Let's see if we want any one of these. Let's see. All right, we'll do another round of this and see what comes out. 2 of Wands. Okay, and then we have Justice. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's a decision to be made here for sure. I feel like you're gonna have to make a very bold and ambitious choice. I feel like the possibilities here are really endless. I feel like if you look at this and this, it almost looks like this experience, the 7 of Wands, is just on the other side of this decision that you have to make, right? This is representing this. So I feel like you're going to be guided to this. I feel like you're fighting for justice and equality in some way, shape, or form. Again, standing up for that cause. There is going to be important relationships with people who share your vision. So this isn't something you're going to be doing alone. There is rulings that have been made in your favor, so do not give up. Three of Swords. There's been, you know, time heals all wounds, so you very much may be called to release the past when it comes to this decision, this action. I feel like I was picking up a fight for justice and equality, and again, like, rulings have been made in your favor. You've been moved away from a very turbulent situation, one that was unfair and unjust. I feel like you have grown from the situation and are embracing the future. I feel like there could still be some energies clearing out here. So I don't feel like, depending on where you are in your healing journey and this process here that I'm picking up on for the collective, I would say, like, some of you could be, you know, already on the other side of this. Some of you could be in the middle of this. 6 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like you really went within and like healed your inner child. You could have reflected a lot on your childhood and maybe things that were roadblocks for you. Maybe caused some indecision when it comes to how people's thoughts, feelings, impressions of you matter. I feel like that's something you might have been directed to work on so that you can be in your most authentic self. Now, when I talk about like being your most authentic self, this is also you being in touch with your higher self, right? And not letting our personality run the show. It's kind of a balanced, right? They both serve a purpose, and so does your inner child. So I feel like there has been some inner childhood work here, some healing. There very much could be some new friends, maybe some relationships that are on the horizon that you might be looking for. I have the Moon card here. And I do feel like, you know, you may have children who are neurodivergent, or I'm picking that up. I'm also getting maybe they have their own abilities. Maybe they're here to make a difference. And through your process, you're helping to teach them. So some of you, when you share the message that you have for the world, like your wisdom, I feel like it could help future generations in what you're doing. So see how that might resonate. I feel like the pain and the betrayal was to close something out that needed to be closed out. All right. And I feel like it was a form of activation. I have, you know, again, tying it back to the Lilith energy. So I feel like whatever it was, it served its purpose. Okay. Something served its purpose. 9 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like your dreams are going to become a reality. This is you enjoying and living your best life. I feel like once you make this decision that, like, you know, what's done is done kind of energy, and you're moving in this new direction, I feel like it's going to be something that you wish you did a long time ago. You're going to be like, why didn't I do this sooner? You know, I feel like there's a change here that's really going to be beneficial. This is about something that you feel passionate about, a challenge maybe coming your way, an obstacle or something to overcome, but it's going to be something that is of purpose. It's going to require you to be optimistic and brave and bring energy to it. I feel like this is either like an opportunity for something exciting, maybe even adventurous. This also can be good news about something. Okay, I feel like you might be receiving good news. But I do feel like there's like this creative spark here is what I'm really getting. I feel like it may be like a soul spark in the sense of like, all right, let's go and explore, you know, maybe the dynamics that I have myself. Because I'm focusing on the moon here a lot because I feel like there's a lot of subconscious work here, like mindset shifts, paradigm shifts, the transition from like survival to thrival energy. It's about the ascension. It's about growth. It's about being a light to others. It's also about connecting, okay, to receive answers that, you know, we can only find best within. So I'm also getting, I have a few 9s here, so that might be resonating, 9. But this is asking for you to kind of like enjoy the journey through your spiritual growth. Okay. So it's all for you. Okay. And again, I'm picking up on the fact that like there could be plans and details that might need your further attention. Okay. So maybe you've put some high level, visions out there, right? Things you might want to experience in your next, cycle, but maybe there's more planning needed. I feel like it's time to take the next step. So maybe after this season of rest, right? Death and rest, the rebirth would be, springtime. I feel like this is something that, you are optimistic about. And so they want you to keep it that way. Keep being optimistic about your outcomes. Okay. But again, like if you're feeling drawn to like plan out details, do so. But I do feel like the details that you're probably wanting, you might not necessarily need. And I feel like the details they want you to focus on, they want you to come in and meditate, receive divine guidance on, because it's almost like they don't want to waste your energy on something that is not going to maybe be a good investment. I feel like there's a bit of like making sure that we are investing in the right things. Okay. So this is answers that come through meditation, prosperity arising from wise planning. Okay. Okay. We'll do one more. All right. We have an Ace of Cups. Positive new emotional experience. This could be fulfilling romantic relationships too. I feel like this is also deep and lasting spiritual insights. So, wow. Let's see if I can kind of, can you guys see the border right? Okay, looks like you can. There's so much space. All right, that's awesome. Ace of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune. New beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. Queen of Pentacles. You're generous, you're happy, you're practical, you're mature. This is you nurturing yourself. This is you being abundant, knowing your value, knowing your worth. This is you focused on your empire, okay? Empress, okay? She manages and attracts. Okay, she has abundant resources. This is somebody who has a very high vibration and as a result has the ability to make anything more beautiful. Very practical and wise advice. I feel like as a result of this experience, right? The wheel is teaching us. The wheel is almost like things are in constant movement and change, right? There is this constant evolution of all living things. And there is, you know, something, again, cycle-wise, right? Constant change is that, you know, this is a whole new beginning for you, and you're being, you know, you're working towards these goals, right? So sometimes we do need to kind of like get into the specifics, because there are some challenges, and and again, like I mentioned, like we don't want to we don't want to, not that it's a waste time, but we don't want to invest energy in the wrong places. Yeah. And then I have Four of Cups, like be aware of your own emotions and how they affect your reality. I feel like there is a need to kind of like look for the magic in your life at this moment. So again, like, you know, like kind of like doing a check-in to make sure that you're not like staying in this like depressed energy. Okay. So what is the other possibilities about? That's too many. What possibilities are this? Maybe something is ending, right? That maybe it's almost like maybe there's something ending and it's like doing you a favor, but maybe as it happens, it doesn't feel like a favor. What is this? Some of this could be like leaving people behind. Maybe you're going somewhere that maybe you won't see them as often. Maybe you're leaving a job, maybe a team. This could be, again, like, it's like leaving, it's almost like you don't want to leave these shells because there's emotions as it relates to those shells, but there's transformation ahead. And so, you know, it's like, let's refocus on something that, you know, can create a better outcome, a better mindset, a better experience. There's a lot of things kind of being focused here that need to be redirected with the Four of Cups. And it is emotions related. Yeah. And then I just got Page of Cups and the Decision. So that would be, yeah, there's a major, this is releasing yourself from which no longer suits you. This is, you know, unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. There is a new emotional situation. There could be messages coming your way that might be maybe inviting you to a social event of some kind, or maybe even just like getting to know somebody, making new friends. I feel like this is like somebody jumping out on a limb here and, you know, kind of saying like, hey, you know, like, I do feel like this is like a, almost not, I wouldn't say like a love offer, but I would say whatever, when this comes in, you may have to check yourself, because, you know, what you really need in this situation is to leave the past behind and have self-confidence and not stay in your feels too much. It's almost like you don't want to let the past affect your future here. When it comes to love, I'm seeing Four of Cups. Again, like releasing yourself, which holds you back. Like this is embarking on a new journey here. And then I have the Page of Cups. So I feel like, yeah, I feel this is about like leaving the past behind so that you can embark on something new. It also does talk about intuitive insights. So, you know, let me know what you guys think about that. Some of you might actually be dealing with this now. Starting to connect with people. I feel like, you know, there could be a lot that you're trying to like do by yourself. And they're like, there's people that can help lighten your load. Why don't you ask for help? Maybe you're trying too hard to please others, or there could be a lot of extra hours at work. Maybe you're working too hard. I feel like there's solutions though. I feel like there is success that comes of a result of, you know, being objective and patient. I feel like this is Temperance here. So I feel like you kind of going with the flow during changes and being adaptable is really going to work in your favor. And if, you know, you need to offload some things to people for help, do it. You will be, again, called to take action. All right. So this is kind of like what's being laid out in front of you step by step. Great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do. All right. So I feel like this is the things that are going to play out leading up to the point of you being, you know, of service. You could very much be of service now, but I do feel like there is a shift here. Yeah, and then I have the Queen of Wands. Yeah, this is, again, like your most authentic self in your purpose. You're like this, you're somebody who can literally do anything. So you bring passion, you are charming, you're brilliant, you're independent, and you have the ability to attract helpful people. So I feel like you could be, you know, trying to help with the old way of doing things, or there's some sort of release, but it also could be like you're pitching in here, or somebody you may be calling in to pitch in and help you. So I feel like there could be a bit of efficiency. I'm not sure how that might resonate, but if you have your own business, or maybe there's a partnership here with a similar perspective, there's a better way. So I feel like maybe you're somebody here, right, as part of your purpose is to help bring in change and do things a better way. You're being asked to dare and be different. Okay, you're not meant to do it like everybody else. Okay, it's like you can take the experiences of the past, right? Even when it comes to like ancient guidance, right? Divine guidance, those who have, you know, had many incarnations, you know, our angelic support, our ancestors, our guides, our spiritual teams, and tapping into their guidance to help us while we're here on contract, right? And having this experience, I feel like it's at our fingertips. And so this is what we've all been prepared for, is to tap in, because it is at our fingertips at this point. So I feel like you're gonna have the team, the support in the physical realm in order to do what you came here to do. A lot of this is tied to your own personal experiences and how you've learned and grown and evolved as a spiritual being. Many of you have, you know, stories to tell because you are like messengers, right? Angels are messengers. I feel like, you know, you've kind of ascended off of, you know, the lower frequencies, and you're ascending, right? It's about like you descend and you ascend. And so right now, you know, you're helping the collective just by being you. So this is about you understanding that like you have a message that the world needs to hear. And it's time that you share your wisdom, and whatever that is, it's all rooted in your own experiences. Okay. So it's kind of like we are the students, but we are also the teachers. And so through our relationships with one another, through our connections, because we're all interconnected, we all have a way of influencing or affecting the other. And oftentimes, you know, what connects us together is our actual experiences and common things that we've been through. So, you know, kind of just, if you're trying to, you know, figure out like, oh, I'm not sure what my purpose is, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here, and I'm feeling called, but I'm not sure what direction to take. I feel like it's almost like a call back to yourself. Like you're looking in the mirror and be like, all right, well, you know, maybe there is something to research when it comes to the things that I've experienced in life, and, you know, what were the lessons learned, and, you know, what would be something that someone else could benefit from knowing. It's kind of like even just those simple questions, and even applying like the 5 whys. So it's like, why did I experience that? You get an answer, and then you ask another question. Why did I experience that? And it's like you break it down 5 levels and you get to like a root cause. And so there's that also can represent in like a natal chart. It also can represent in astrology when you're looking to see like what are some of the, and also your Akasha records. You know, what are you here to heal? What are you here to resolve? What contracts do you have with certain people? And what is the purpose of those contracts? So I feel like there's this awareness playing out here. And some of it is just like, okay, having the awareness, not necessarily attaching to the outcome, but just trusting. I feel like there's a lot of trust needed in this situation. So if you could let go of expectations and just trust that there is a perfect plan and it's happening in perfect timing, I feel like when it's time to take action, you will know. Okay, you will absolutely know. And the overall theme here, you know, really was this Lilith card that we started out with. And this is really, see that? It like just got thrown down onto the Angels card. Is that like your purpose is to, you know, call your power back and be in your most authentic self. I feel like we want to make sure that we're not, you know, I just saw the whole lights blink. Yeah, I feel like there's this calling back of our power, our authority. It's through activism, it's through vengeance, it's through guidance. This is all part of the plan. Is what I'm getting. So beautiful reading today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want, 3 o'clock today is our circle, and I will see you guys then. And if you need to sign up, go to the website betweenbothworlds.com. Sending you guys lots of love, and see you next time.